Today in the news, we discuss two things about the recent Intel event: Arc, Raptor Lake, and a weird 34-core variant. What's up guys, I'm Snows, and this is your boot sequence. And also my birthday. Let's get started with Intel. Now, I'm not about to give you a full roundup of what was announced by Intel since, well, there's like a dozen other videos about all of it, but I will touch on two things. First, the A770's price, $329. Personally, I think that it's still a little too expensive. If we don't look at the driver issues, then sure, it's better value and performance than a 3060, and cheaper than a 3060 on the market right now. I mean, the cheapest one that I could find was $370 on Newegg. But it doesn't take a genius to just look in the other direction. AMD, the 6700 XT has hit as low as $360 in the past. That's an insane value proposition. And if Yuri, aka Wanusmus, adds compatibility for this card on his Radeon monster profile, it becomes a powerhouse. And if you don't want to wait for the prices to go back down, or just want a lower priced card, the 6650 XT is also a beast for $299. These AMD GPUs really went down in price since launch. So just like in the CPU market, it looks like AMD is the competition here, not Nvidia. But that's not to say that the Arc A770 is dead in the water. Just like someone might choose a 3000 series for the sole purpose of having features like better ray tracing performance, Nvidia's broadcast, or a better NVENC encoder, the A770 has allegedly better ray tracing performance than both AMD and Nvidia, at least at the same price point, and it has a better encoder which includes AV1 encoding. It looks like adding a third player in the game makes your GPU choice more and more about the feature set than just the raw rastered performance. At least that's as long as that player stays. During the event, Raja was once again asked about the rumors of discontinuation of the Arc GPUs, and he had this to say.
Thousands of engineers working on our roadmap and next generation stuff. So if you want me to say once again, and I think I said it publicly on Twitter, we have the roadmap that we published February publicly. That is still the strategy, that is still what we're working on.
So yeah, not the most confidence-inspiring way of saying it, but he did say that they're going to continue on that roadmap. And that roadmap, if you remember, includes enthusiasts and ultra enthusiasts on Battle Mage and even Celestial. So what are your thoughts on this? Is the A770 at least a consideration in your opinion? Let me know down below. The second thing about the innovation event that I wanted to touch on was, of course, Raptor Lake. Now, we have to wait for the reviews, of course, but one thing is clear to me. With the 13600KF being priced at about the same as a 7600X, it's about $10 more, AMD might be in trouble. Now, hear me out. The 13600KF is basically a 12700KF with better clock speeds and more cache. And in all of the reviews that I could find, the 12700K was trading blows with the 7600X. And that's in gaming. In productivity, the 12700K kicked the 7600X's ass. The big thing here is that the price of entry is very different, at least right now. When AMD said that their motherboards would cost $125 USD and up, they were definitely talking about the starting price for future B650 boards. Right now, if you wanted to build an AMD system, you'd have to shell out a minimum of $260 on Newegg. This is the cheapest motherboard I could find. On the Intel side, $140 to $160 for a Z690 board. Now, yes, Z690 boards are technically last gen, but they're still compatible, and even if they announced it, the Z790 brings pretty much nothing to the table. Plus, you still have the option to go with much less expensive DDR4 memory. So Intel really seems to be the better, and I don't like to use that word here, but it's the better budget option, at least until B650 boards launch at the magical price point of $125. Right now, rumors are saying that it's going to be in early October, so within the next couple of weeks. If motherboard makers really are able to launch at the same price point as Intel for B650, or even lower, like $125 US, then you can come and drop a reverse Uno cards in the comment section down below. The thing is, even then, the 13600K is, in theory, I know we have to wait for the reviews, but in theory, it's still a better CPU. Remember, it has the same core count as the 12700K, just more cache and better clock speeds. So what are your thoughts on this? Is going for a quote-unquote weaker CPU worth it for the platform longevity that AMD offers, or are you buying a CPU that you don't plan on upgrading for the next 4 to 5 years, technically lapsing the AM5 platform longevity? Let me know down below. Oh, and before I forget, at the innovation event, Intel had a Raptor Lake wafer to show off, and they actually made a pretty big mistake. Instead of showing the 13th gen wafer, they showed off an unannounced Raptor Lake S wafer with 34 P-core CPUs. 34 performance cores. If that thing hits the market, it's going to be a Threadripper competitor for sure. At least up to 32 cores, because Threadripper goes all the way to 64. Anyways. Alright guys, that is pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop a like if you liked it, a comment if you want to talk about today's stories. As usual, it's right here to see the latest video, right here to subscribe to the channel, and down here to wish me a happy birthday. Stay frosty, my dudes, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.